What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rock and Roll Gypsy Diaries. I'm your host, Andy Thunders, and I'm here with my good new friend, Cougar, who's the lead singer of a great punk band out of Rochester called Leaking Head. And I'm wearing the shirt not for kitsch because I seriously think they're fucking brilliant. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm very good. It's very nice to see you. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for being willing and interested to spend time with me and talk to me. This is a real treat. How you doing?
I'm doing great. The weather's nice today. I'm sure Rochester ain't that far from me, so it's
Oh,
probably
it
nice
cooled
there
down
too.
finally, which is a treat. It was a
Yeah.
little too much the past couple days. I
Oh,
love it,
yeah.
but it could be.
uh it's like constantly in flux. We get really hot, it storms real bad, and it's nice and cool, then it gets hot again.
Well, it's like kind of a corny joke that's been said a million times, but those kind of memes where it's like, oh yeah, you get all four seasons in 3 days, but that's like very true.
Yeah, it hurts sometimes.
The cooling.
Ah, shit. Sorry about that. We have technical issues, as anybody can have. But yeah, it literally is the four seasons, especially when it comes out of winter into spring. That's the
Oh
worst.
yeah, it's all over the place.
Oh yeah. What, it was like 60 something, I think, one day in January or February.
Yeah, that happens every year. You get your one or two freak days where it's early summer in the middle of winter.
You've got Green Christmas and White St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So I saw your show. You opened for the Accused AD, who I was there to see. I'm friends with them. You guys were the first band on the bill. Your set went by in the blink of an eye, and you killed it. You owned it. I did not know what to expect. You kind of scared me a little when you got over the barrier. I was like, oh God,
That's
is
the
he gonna
last
like,
thing I want to do. The last thing I want to do is scare
well,
anybody.
well,
Everybody's at
well,
the show to
well,
have a good time.
it wasn't like a deathly fear. It was like, what the fuck is this guy gonna do next? Because you were just, I got chills because it was like, this dude's like Darby Crash, except he's singing into the mic and, on time. And I didn't know what you were going to sound like either, because the band doesn't have a uniform look, which I was like, okay, what's this going to be like? And you started, and I'm like, okay.
We don't have a uniform look. We don't look like, you see a certain band and you're like, oh yeah, these are like punk guys.
Yeah, or this is a grunge band, or that's a
We
metal band.
we wear what we want, we play what we want, um, and we all, we do what we want, not in like a arrogant or ignorant sense, but we're just our own people.
Yeah.
I think comes through with our sound too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Your stage presence is great. Like I said, you as a front man and your band, the complementation of each other. And I can only imagine what it would have been like in a bigger place with a bigger stage.
Oh, I don't know if I can. Bigger than that, huge.
But I mean, it was great. What are your main influences, and when did the band start to come together and stuff? And when did you decide to start singing?
Well, so my main influences is kind of tricky because I like a lot of music as well. Do all the other members? I like a lot of music, very much that's outside of the punk or hardcore metal world.
Same here.
Um, I mean, like I have a huge collection of doo-wop 45s.
Nice. Yeah. I've
Really
gotten
like.
into Twin Temple because they have that authentic kind of doo-wop sound to me, at least
Yeah,
music.
and it's just authentic entertainment. So maybe that comes through and how I like to present myself as a singer. But I like a lot of soul music. I like a lot of girl doo-wop groups.
Oh yeah.
I like a lot of 60s rock, like early 60s Stones.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I love the Stooges.
Oh yeah. I swear.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Sabbath. I love later Sabbath.
Yep.
And then definitely like the early like entry level 80s hardcore bands. I like a lot of that stuff. I listen to a ton of hip hop. I like 90s East Coast stuff, 90s West Coast stuff, but I also listen to like Future and Key Glock and Chief Keef, like,
Yeah.
like newer stuff that is might be viewed as stupid music. So influences from all over the place for sure.
Yeah. That's one thing that I've noticed about a lot of us who are, like I'm in a band as well, and I play what they would deem folk punk, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny because I'll listen to gypsy jazz, or I'll
Oh
put,
yeah.
and
Hey,
even
I
as
forgot.
a
I
kid,
like jazz. I like jazz.
yeah, I
Alice
have to
Coltrane.
thank my
Stuff
wife
like
for
that.
getting me into jazz.
Yeah, listen to Alice Coltrane. Her stuff is nuts. That's
Oh
John
yeah,
Coltrane.
I've heard a lot of stuff that you should listen to her stuff more than John's, and I was like, oh, so
Well,
I,
she does harp. She does crazy stuff with the harp, which
oh
is
my God,
how much music are you familiar with where it's like the main instrument is a
yeah,
harp?
I need to check that out.
It's
But
awesome.
yeah, like
Really cool.
musically, I'm all over the place, and it's just what I prefer to play. And it's funny meeting a lot of people, even in like, Scoop from Doom and I, Doom, Scoop from Doom, him and I have a lot in common. We love Sid Barrett, and we're trying to,
Oh yeah, Sid Barrett's great. His first
right?
record is amazing.
The Piper album and the first Sex Pistols album were actually the first two albums I learned how to play on bass as a
Good
kid.
start.
Yeah.
Very
That
good.
alone shows you the musical dichotomy. And I
Yeah.
love hearing that because it breaks down that stereotype, and it kind of,
No, I think closing yourself to just one genre or however you want to refer to it as is a horrible idea. That just
yeah,
doesn't sound healthy to me.
no. Well, I mean, my dad's just, he is hell bent on 80s metal. And while it's good, that's all he likes.
Yeah, that's
Really
cool.
turned me off.
I mean, that's
That
cool. There's
attitude turned me off
so
though.
much more out there.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things. So when did the band start then, and how did you all meet?
Well, so that's kind of funny. Before I talk about how it started, I'll tell you how we all met. At least from my point of view,
Okay.
I started going to shows like punk rock shows when I was 14, 15.
Okay.
I met Jake, our lead guitar player, very early on at one of the very first shows we went to. And we became friends about, 8 to 10 months later after that. I'm assuming it was probably about that time I met Tyler and Tim. Tim is the drummer, Tyler's our bass player.
Okay.
Met
Yeah.
them at another show, found out that they lived in the same suburb that I lived in, and because Jake lived in a different town, and we were
Yeah.
all in the same age. Our other guitar player, Kevin, I went to high school with him. I was a grade or two above him, and with him, I had a Doom back patch on, and some kid came up to me and was like, "That's a cool patch," and it blew my mind because I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
thought I was the only one."
Right.
We all kind of we've all been friends for years, but never necessarily like it's not. With that being said, it wasn't like the whole time that we were like really tight friends or hung out all the time, but we definitely all knew each other. And whenever we ran into each other, it was great to see each other. So there was basically like Leaking Head version 1. It was me, Tyler, and Tim, who are still in the band, and our good friend Connor. It was kind of our when a group of kids start their very first band,
Yeah.
no one is exactly good at their instrument
or
anything
serious
like
about
that.
doing anything
Yeah.
really just
Well, no, we played 3 shows maybe,
oh, okay.
and we were awful. Definitely not really good at all. We did that for a little bit, but it was like a group of teenagers starting their first band. We were all really excited about it. We played like 3 shows or so, and then it just kind of fizzled out.
Gotcha.
Um, about 2 years ago, when the pandemic first
Yeah.
hit, Jake Razor, our main guitar player, he's also the main songwriter, basically, too. Really,
Oh,
if you're going to
cool.
be on it. Um, up the idea of you guys should do Leaking Head again, and I would be interested in joining along with you. And you know what? Let's add Kevin to it as well.
Oh,
And
there you
we met
go.
up one day. We were gonna do it at first just as like a recording project for a compilation that him and Tyler Hammer want to put on. And we figured out like a song or two. Realized that we all thoroughly enjoyed doing that with each other, and just kept going, and now we have a 7-inch coming out on wax, coming out on vinyl in September through Mango Records.
Nice.
Been a ton of shows, doing little tours, playing out of town. It's awesome.
Let me know if you come to Buffalo, because that's a little closer for me, and I can make it out to see you if you come there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, it's just a little bit closer. It shaves down about an hour driving. So, but that's awesome. So it was just literally a friendship thing, no band thing involved. Now,
yeah, for the most part, which kind of makes it a little nicer. Because
at least you know everybody's temperament and you know how people are going to be in certain situations, so you can adapt to, whatever.
Every member of Leaking Head are people that I've had my own individual relationships with over damn near a decade.
Nice, yeah.
All four of the other members have always been people that I have loved dearly on my own terms for my own reasons for almost a decade. So it's nice to be all together
I
doing
think
a
that's
band.
really important, and I think more bands should do shit like that, like before they just decide to cobble together and play shows, because you don't know what you're gonna deal with.
Oh yeah, the thing is with Leaking Head is that first and foremost, these people are my friends.
Yeah,
they're my family. They're my loved ones.
And that's an important thing to
we
keep.
Also just so happen to be in a band that we enjoy doing, so it's great. It's awesome.
Where did the name come from? Because I have to ask that.
So I don't want to go too far and make it sound like too much like I'm the mastermind behind this band, because I am absolutely not. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure I came up with it.
Okay.
And but I'm pretty sure I came up with it when I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like Leaking Head, I just picture like a busted up skull.
Yeah, like it's very punk, but it's also kind of like mysterious. Like, what do they mean by Leaking Head?
Yeah, well, it wasn't until recently. I never even thought of that. But yeah, that makes sense. I guess, yeah, that's cool too. You can go with that, Leaking Head.
Because there's so many different connotations or ways you can take that,
Yeah.
It's got that, vagueness about it. So as far
from
as
my perspective, I basically just view it like ignorant. It's a stupid punk name.
Yeah. It's great though at the same time. It's very effective and eye-catching. I'll give it that. So when it came to when the band was starting to click, did that also have a obviously you said you played 3 shows with the original Mark I Leaking Head. When it all started to gel musically, did that kind of make you go, well, hold on, this is actually getting kind of good?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because like I said, the first version of Leaking Head, that was literally like 9 years ago. It was a
Yeah.
long time ago. So it's two completely different bands. It's just personally, I find it funny to like at times refer to it as Leaking Head 1.0 and Leaking Head 2.0.
Well, you have every right to do whatever you want. You know, like,
You know, once we started to have more songs and stuff like that, and like you're like we need to put on a show. Let's put on a park show. So we shouldn't have done this honestly, like if you're really talking about health issues or anything, but we did a secret Halloween show the first year of the pandemic. We booked a lodge at a park. You know, maybe 25 people went. Everybody wore a mask, but once we started stacking more songs, we were like, yeah, let's play. Let's do this.
yeah. And I was blown away. I mean, I know you even said you had a shortened set because I didn't even realize there was like 5 bands on the bill that night. You guys just were like nonstop. Just each song was just as good as the last. And I definitely got the Darby Crash Iggy Pop vibes because you're just writhing around, and I'm just like, God damn. Like, I didn't know what you were going to do. I was waiting for you to pull out peanut butter, you know, or something.
I just want to be entertaining. I'm the kind of person that you know, certain things, yeah, I'll half-ass it all day. But when it comes to things that actually matter to me very, very much and are very important to me, I get really sentimental, and I just can't live with half-assing that kind of stuff. So I have to go all out. I have to.
You made me a fan by the end of the first song.
Huh?
You made me a fan by the end of your first song.
Yeah, see, there we go.
I mean,
I have to go all out.
You did your job.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a job. It's fun, and it's all love, and I'm not doing it for money or anything, but it's my job title. It's a position that I'm working for that night. That's the shift I'm working. A good lead singer. I have to do it.
Like, you might have your day job, but you are a lead singer. You know. And like I said, I love your whole thing. What are some of your like lyrical influences? Like, what do you write about, really? Like, where does that come from? Is there
me and Jake both write the lyrics, all the lyrics. I'm pretty sure Jake Razor has his amount of songs written. I'm pretty sure it definitely surpasses mine.
Okay.
But a lot of times it seems the subject matter seems to have something to do with being miserable or unhappy with your personal life, or the way that the world is working, or the way that the world is affecting your personal day-to-day life. And then also slightly touching on issues, small and big, whether they be worldly issues, issues in the country we live in, America.
There's plenty to write about with that alone.
Yeah, or just personal issues. We take mental health and addiction issues very seriously. So it's kind of all over the board, but they're usually pretty negative.
Yeah. No, sometimes negativity in a world that's negative turns into a positive. I don't know how to explain that, but if you get it, you get it, and if you don't,
well, getting stuff off your chest feels good, and if anything, that could, I mean, at least personally for me, it's helped me, you know, get a start on making certain things not as negative, maybe. So that's great. Jake Razor is an amazing lyricist, amazing guitar player.
Yeah, I have to tip my hat to him.
On if we're writing lyrics, we usually do pretty well with meeting halfway on writing about certain things.
That's awesome. That's always good to have. I've got that relationship.
Oh, I appreciate it very much. I appreciate I appreciate him and all those guys very much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a songwriter myself, you know, I have to admire the way that you're able to throw that together, because I have been listening to your EP on YouTube, and it's fantastic. I mean, it's so brash and abrasive, but there are hooks and some deep layered meanings down there, you know.
The Don Fury EP?
No,
Or the tape?
it's the tape.
The tape. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wrote we recorded it with Don Fury. Jake Razor wrote all the lyrics for all those songs.
Oh wow.
Just want to put that out there. That's all him. Those are his songs. I just perform them as well as I can.
And I think you do them justice. I mean, especially your stage. I mean, leaking head, and you're rolling all over the ground like you literally are leaking from your head. It's great, you know. Who said punk rock couldn't be theater at the same time? You know.
Hey man, I wrote the stage.
Yeah. I mean, that goes back to Jello Biafra and all those guys. You know, I knew exactly where you were coming from, but it was real, you know.
I
And
just
I was
like
like,
doing
yes.
the job, and I'm passionate about it, and it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just
very
happy.
comfy, by the way.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I got a robe on. Come on.
Yeah. That's great. So I mean, you talk about you have a 7-inch coming out. You'll have to hold on to one of those for me, because I'll totally order it when I can. I'll just have to pay you a little extra for shipping. But what else do you have in the works so people can come see you know?
We've got some Rochester shows coming up. What is it? I think July 28th. We will be playing at Rose and Crown on Monroe Ave. It's a Thursday. I believe Clibis is playing, which is a great Rochester outfit that I really suggest looking out. They are bizarre. I think you would love them. Check it out. Clibis.
Send me a link when we're done, and I totally will.
BBUS. I think you would love it. They are bizarre. And then it's Leaking Head, Clibis, and a band from Olympia, Washington. I'm pretty sure. I feel so bad blanking on the name. We're playing.
I'm personal friends with a lot of those guys, so I'm curious which one it is.
Oh, okay, cool. We're playing Bug Jar, August 13th or something like that. I'm not sure. And then we're gonna keep it under wraps until our record release show on September 2nd, which is that's a big one. We have a lot of out of town acts playing that one for our 7-inch release. It's going to be us, Only Shallow, which is a newer and great, pissed off, very socially aware hardcore band from Rochester, New York, Only Shallow. Danny Favorites, they're from Rochester as well. Like late 70s kind of punk worship band.
Okay. So like UK 77 style, would you say?
I don't know, because I don't.
Pistols, Clash kind of stuff.
No, not quite. Almost like a punk exploitation kind of thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Your own original taste on it. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Syracuse is playing. I highly suggest checking that band out. They are bizarre. They are in their own world, and they are lovely people.
That's awesome.
Let me look. Don't mind me pulling my phone out. It's just because we booked quite a few bands for this.
No, it's fine.
X-Stands Pub from Syracuse. They're great. They are a real treat to see live. Science Man from Buffalo, New York.
Nice.
They are insane. Parasitic Twins from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm very excited to see them. And then Little Angels and Illiterates from Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Great people, great bands. And Woodstock 99 from Cleveland, Ohio.
Sweet. What a name.
Sorry State Records, and it sounds really good. But yeah, all those bands, September 2nd, Photo City Music Hall in Rochester, New York. It's going to be awesome. That's our 7-inch release show.
That sounds awesome, man. I need to find some local people and put a live electric band together for my shit. I'm getting hungry to play live.
Yeah, there's a thirst for it.
It's hard to find people where I'm at in Little Valley, though.
Outside of Buffalo?
Yeah, it's outside of Buffalo, about an hour.
Oh, really? A whole hour?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. What? So how long did it take you to go see The Accused?
About 2.5, both ways.
We're great. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. The driving sucked.
Right.
Oh, but it was worth every bit, you know.
But that's why our set was so short that night.
Yeah, that's why I left before the. That's why I got my set list from the bass player of The Accused, and I dipped. I said bye to him and wished him a safe trip, and I was out because it was already going on midnight. You know,
get in and out. The show isn't about us. The Accused are playing. Who cares about Leaking Head? The Accused is here. What are you talking about?
I got to see you guys because you were first, and I loved you guys. So, I mean, I'm authentically, enthusiastically a fan, and you know, I'm just happy to be able to have sat down and talked with you. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this up? Technical glitch again. So, as we had just had technical issues, as I explained again, but it never stops. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this up here? Just doesn't want me to ask the question. All right, it's moving now. We're good. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this up?
Definitely keep an eye out for the Leaking Head 7-inch. We're titling it as Better Homes and Gardens. Mango Records from, I believe, Long Island is putting it out for us.
Nice.
Two of the members in Leaking Head, Tim and Tyler, they have their own grindcore band, Hallucination Realized. They just did a split LP with another band, and they are hitting the road in a week. They're doing 10 days in the beginning of July.
Damn.
So definitely keep an eye out for Hallucination Realized possibly coming to your town.
Will do.
Shout out to like a lot of different punk bands in Pittsburgh, New York right now. Science Man is great. Shout out to Chaos Compound in Rochester, New York. Unorder, they're a great band. Yeah, I don't know. If anything, if I'm going to tell anyone anything, I just want to say to take care of yourself. It's really tough to get by day to day right now. So there are resources to, you know, just check up on yourself. You know, it's hard to get by day to day right now. It's really tough.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And one last thing, if it'll allow me to get this one out without having to repeat it 5 times. What, at the end of the day, what is it that you love about music?
The way it makes me feel. The way it makes me feel and what it's done for my life. There's so many things that would have never, ever happened in my life if music wasn't attached to it in some way.
Absolutely.
Which is a very beautiful thing, and I appreciate it very much.
And I can only speak for myself, but I appreciate what you do. And if anybody else checks you out, I'm sure as hell they will too.
Well, see, that's just a very fine example of what I mean.
Yeah. Thank you very much for taking time out and dealing with all the technical glitches.
Oh, no, my pleasure.
And you're welcome back on anytime. You can bring the rest of the band next time, you know.
Yeah, let's do that
Totally
sometime.
down for that. You know, shout out to them too.
Full Leaking Head little segment. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Maybe we can do something live sometime or something. I don't know how to do that yet, but we'll.
Oh, one more plug.
Okay.
The Kings of Punk just a podcast. It's called the Kings of Punk.
Okay. I'll check
Tyler
it out.
Bombs. They're great. Kings of
Awesome.
Podcast. Check that out too, for sure.
Will do. All right, everybody. That's it from Andi Thunders, and that was Cougar from Leaking Head. Everybody, go check them out. They're on YouTube. They're playing shows. Seriously. Yep. There you go.
There we go, man.
Peace, love, rock and roll, everybody.